30th Devotional Thoughts for Women, written by Monica Diaz, read by Belinda Sainsbury.
Good morning, dear friends. Today, April the 14th, our devotional is entitled The Letter and the Spirit. God works by His Spirit, illuminating our minds and training our hearts to the practice of righteousness. Calvin. There is a difference between what a person does and the reason for which they do it. The law they seem to observe is not always coherent with why they observe it. In fact, both things could be diametrically opposed. This applies to the civil law and God's law. Let us look at a biblical instance in the case of civil law, where the letter of the law was observed, but the intention was opposite to the spirit of the law. The law was, throw every son who is born to the Hebrews into the Nile. Exodus 1:22. Pharaoh's intention was for the Israelites to stop multiplying so quickly in Egypt, so they would not become so strong that they would become powerful enemies. Apparently, keeping the letter of the civil law, Jochebed got a basket made of papyrus reeds. She put the baby in the basket and laid it among the reeds along the bank of the Nile River. Exodus 2:3. This woman threw her son into the river as the law said, but her intention was the opposite of what the Pharaoh wanted to accomplish. She wanted to save her baby so God's people could prosper and have a deliverer who would set them free from oppression. Regarding God's law, Jesus taught that it is not good enough to externally conform to it. That was done by the Pharisees, who set aside a tithe of everything for God, but did not pay heed to the most essential part of the law, which is justice, mercy, and faithfulness. Matthew 23:23. Disassociating the letter of the law from its essence leads to legalism. It makes us grant importance to appearing to be in tune with the law when we are actually far from it, thus making it difficult to be sensitive to the Spirit who wants to put us in tune with God. Why do you respect the laws you respect? Are you convinced they are good and necessary? Have you stopped to think why you abide by the principles you have? Do you know what is behind them? The key to the Christian life is to be increasingly inclined to rational obedience, being convinced that what God has stipulated for us is what we ourselves would have stipulated if we knew the end from the beginning. That way, there will never be lack of agreement between what we appear to be and what we truly are. Jesus made us sufficient as ministers of the new covenant, not of the letter but of the Spirit. 2 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 6. May that be the case for us. We know that the law is good if it is used as it should be used. 1 Timothy 1 verse 8.